Good morning, you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me. I wanted to come and do our video on the last part of the reunion for Ready to Love because there's a lot going on. Paul and Tina are kind of going at it. I'm trying to upload the video so you guys can hear what they're saying in their exchange to each other. And you guys already know Paul is animated, so he's doing the most. Um, So yeah, the second part of the reunion, I really didn't couldn't follow the going back and forth about who called who, and told Laverne that Carmen wanted to get rid of him or something to that effect. She wanted to position people. And I told you guys, even just from watching the show, you can kind of see that it looks that way. That it's possible that people are being positioned. And someone, I believe, last season or the season before, said that not only do the cast participate in this, but also the producers. And so, just watching it, you can kind of tell that people were being moved around for whatever reason. Because why have the whole Paul and Dakiya thing happen when you could have just let Laverne and Ace go down there? So I think I said that already, and I'm not going to go back into it. But I'm just saying, like, so yeah, you kind of know that people are making decisions about who's a couple and who's not, and who should go down to the bottom and who should not, right? And so I don't know who started the conversation, but I can believe it happened. I will say that. I don't think Precious was just making it. I don't think Precious was just making up any of the stuff that she was saying, even though maybe her delivery was a little rough for some. Um, but I believe her. I believe that whatever she was saying happened. However it happened, it happened. And since I'm on her, I'll just stay on that whole situation. Where she then got into it with Demetrius as well. And of course, eventually she stormed out of the entire reunion. Now, she stated in her interview, and I believe she was interviewing with Little Black Book or with Crystal XO, she was saying that she was going to get into it with someone. So we kind of already knew that that was going to happen. She said she got into it and it just kind of went left. And so I guess that's what she was talking about, how she just got up and we even see the car smoking down the street, right? So she left the building. Um, yeah, I think I already said that I didn't like the fact that he was accusing her of being on drugs. People have to be careful saying all this stuff in these on these platforms like that because you can get these networks sued, because you're speaking to someone's character that you don't even know, right? And it's one thing that we can sit out here and harass people in life, and you feel like nothing, there's no recourse or nothing, no repercussion for you doing that. But when you put something on film like that, where she can use that as evidence that you did do that, you might want to be careful doing stuff like that. I think that he kind of asked the question, "Are you high?" I guess that's what he would ultimately say that he didn't really say she was. He just accused her by asking her if she was. I feel like she felt like she was shorted by the way people were playing her character by saying she was a party girl, and I think that she's upset because maybe that's not who she is. Um, and I think that that kind of came off that way for a couple other people from some other seasons as well. They came in bubbly, they came in wanting to be nice. Maybe that's just kind of the way they are, and how they get to know people. And then people wanted to pass them off as party girls. And um, yeah, I kind of get what she's saying. Like, probably should give people a few more minutes before you just kind of come to that conclusion. Because some people are just that way. They come off bubbly. They want to have good energy, positive, upbeat energy, or at least try to give that to people to make them feel warm and welcoming to people to talk to them, right? I'm trying to remember the lady's name from the season before last, and she kind of got eliminated early. If you guys know who I'm talking about, and she was kind of eliminated very early on because everybody thought that she was just too much, like, you know what I mean. And I feel like Precious was kind of getting that same treatment, and then it was someone early, maybe a few seasons ago, she was dancing with another lady in the pool or something, and they eliminated her because, once again, she was a party girl. I don't know. I don't know why men do that, or if that's just an excuse that they use, to say that they're not interested in the person, or the person's not really for them. I don't know. But I do agree with her. People should be careful how they're speaking to people's character, on camera like that. I agree with her statement. I don't agree with the delivery necessarily. I don't know why she was so amped on, and maybe she just really wanted to go in on him when she saw him doing what she accused him, because I think she had kind of accused him of that on the show, and he said that no, that's what wasn't what he was doing, and that in fact that was what he was doing, right? And so I think that kind of pissed her off, and that's probably why she responded that way. But should she have responded that way? I don't know. I don't know. But I like Precious. I think she was a very pretty girl, and I do agree with her. Though they shouldn't be careful speaking to people's characters like that when they don't really know the person. They didn't really take the time to kind of go past her greeting them, I guess. Um, and even if she is a party girl, that doesn't mean that she can't also turn that down or turn it off. I mean, I don't really get what these guys are saying. They're never really questioned about that anyway, during the reunion or even on the show. So I don't really know what they mean when they do all of that. But anyway, the next situation that went on, let me play the clip, this whole Joy and Dakiya situation, and I'll be back.
All right.
Good at it.
So, Dakiya, you had a connection with Clifton.
Yeah.
Clifton has a connection with Joy. Were you disturbed the way things went at the retreat?
I don't know if disturbed was the word.
Disappointment?
Disappointed. And not about the connection that he has with Joy, because it's clear. And I've said that from the beginning. But right before we went on the retreat, we had a conversation. And it was just like, when you make your decision, just let me know. Don't let me have to find out in the streets.
Clifton, did you tell her prior to the retreat that you had made your decision?
Once we were at the Truth or Dare, it was very visible then, right, to me. And I don't know if it was not visible to you.
No, it was visible.
Right? I felt that at that point, there really wasn't an explanation needed.
After that, we continued our connection and started having more dates and started having deeper conversations, and we went out a lot more after that.
So we had conversations when we were flirty, right? But we never talked about walking down the yellow brick road when the sun is going down holding hands, right?
We definitely had deep conversations, but here's the thing. I already know that y'all had something stronger.
Yes.
All I was saying is that I just wanted that communicated to me. We had a connection.
In your mind.
Joy, please.
In the beginning, I'm quite sure everyone knew how strong our connection was. I don't know at what point the courtesy needed to be given. Yes, you have feelings, we all have feelings, and I can't say it, but I'm gonna say this from the jump. Everyone knew it was Clifton and Joy. It's like you created this something that honestly no one else saw it but you. Any point, any woman saying to me that you're going to take someone from me.
So that's out of context.
Well, your context. That's what you said.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
And the problem, no,
Okay.
that is what we're doing, because I have literally been sitting here watching all of this, and I don't like it. Bottom line, move the on.
I have. Honey, I have.
Finally.
I don't. You know what?
Finally,
First
because
of all,
that
let's
stuff
go
had been
back.
going
Let's
on for
rewind. Because
so
I have never
long.
said that I was
What's the
heartbroken.
next question?
I have never
What's the
said.
next question?
Because I'm not talking to you now.
He broke my heart, and he was crying and tears
Yes, I
and
cried.
all this
It's
stuff.
hard, but I wasn't heartbroken.
And you think you deserve a courtesy after
I do
you
deserve
done-
a courtesy.
after- why?
Because if we're having all these, if we're talking every day, I do deserve a courtesy. Either let me know or ghost me.
But if it was visible and apparent, then what explanation is needed?
Love is complicated. We know that. Trying to figure it out is complicated. Sometimes we gotta agree,
To disagree.
sometimes we disagree. But we're adults and we move on. And we wish each other well.
Amen.
So yeah, I just feel, even though I agree with Joy, because I said that myself, I didn't get why Dakiya was still going on with the whole Clifton thing. But this is a TV show, number one, and like I said, the producers are responsible for a lot of this stuff that we're seeing. And I get that, and I feel like Joy, because she is a part of that show, she knows that. So I don't really know where her energy was coming from. I felt like she was definitely out of line because this is a TV show, like I said, number one. And number two, it's a dating show. Like, just like people didn't want Camille and Cornelius to just be with each other, um, Clifton could not do that. She could not do that. She was carrying on with other people as well. And they didn't even touch on the whole situation. And Wiley saying that he was having all these phone conversations with her. Um, and so you were playing the game just like Clifton was playing the game. I get what you're saying. You know, she understands what it is. She knew that we made a connection. But at the same time, Joy do not know what Clifton was saying to Dakiya as well. And so is that part, maybe she don't want to accept that. Obviously he had to continue to play up however Joy felt about it. So that's why he said what he said at the end. That's how I took it, because he knows that could carry it on to the extent with Dakiya to keep her from voting him out, right? Like this is a game show all rolled into one. Now, if you meet someone, you do, and if you don't, you don't, right? And that it's kind of all of that, right? And I think that's what Dakiya was saying, just the courtesy of saying, I have decided to go with Joy, Dakiya. So she would have known going into that trip. He told her, I think he kind of told her on the trip, right? When they went to the cabin. And that's when she was saying that she was hurt by, because he had already decided to take Joy into the room. They were spending the night in the same room and all this stuff. And so I think that's what the kid was saying. Like, you knew we were going on this trip. Just let me know, call me up, say whatever. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Oh, okay. My phone. Um, you know, you could have just let her know. I think that's kind of what she was saying. I don't think it was a big deal because it is a dating show and he was getting to know other people there, right? So there was no reason for Joy to overreact to the situation. And I don't recall Dakiya ever saying she was going to take him from her. And I felt like if she really had that competitive energy, we all would have known that that's where she was at. Because I feel like Carmen had that kind of energy. Like, I don't care about none of y'all. Whoever I decide I'm going to take or go after, that's what it is. I felt like Carmen had more of that energy than Dakiya. Dakiya was doing whatever to go along with the show. And I really feel like she could have snapped back on Joy and kind of said it how it really truly was. And really just kind of let her know, well, then you should check your man if that's who he is. Check your man, because he was the one calling me. He was the one. She could have been as nasty to Joy as Joy was being to her, because Katie might take him. These men are out here making choices, okay? So let's go there. They out here making choices, and that's what Dakiya was saying. He had the choice, and he had the right to make that choice because he was on a dating show, number one. So he was making a choice between who he was going to go with. And even though it was clear that he was going to go with Joy, he still could have said to Dakiya, we're at that point where we don't really need to make any decisions about if you're a runner-up or if somebody else is a runner. However he could have worded it, I don't know. But he could have cleared that with her. I think I get what Dakiya is trying to say, even though it was clear that Joy and Clifton were an item, especially from the Truth or Dare, right? And I think I said that already. But there was no reason for her to get nasty like that. And I think that just from reading the comments and stuff, what people have to understand is that the producers or whoever's editing the show, they're making these people look a certain way. And that includes making them look a lot nicer than they probably really are, right? They're making them look, they're taking away their personality, so you cannot judge them. And that's why I was saying I liked seeing them go live while the show was going on, because we kind of get a feel for who they are. Then you kind of have a better understanding of what you're watching. And I think that's why they made them they made it where they can't really go live, because we could pull from their personalities. And we didn't really know Joy. We thought we were seeing a certain person, and we really don't know. That's what I was saying about those ladies from last season as well. We really didn't know those girls the way people were trying to play it up like Zadia was doing something to them. But I digress. And the other story that I want to touch on really quick was the Wiley situation. I thought it was funny how he was trying to call. I think that was Tiffany or the other. I don't know, one of the women who were eliminated earlier on. I don't think that was AP. Maybe not. I don't recall which one. But he was saying how you're on my page, liking my pictures. And I have another video that's up kind of about this with Little Reese saying something similar to that, right? The rapper, about people liking pictures. Like, you're coming down our timeline. If somebody's following your page and you're coming down our timeline, we're gonna like the picture if it's a nice picture. That doesn't mean people are looking at you in a romantic sense. And so I just think that's interesting that men have that mindset to think that women shouldn't like their pictures unless they're interested. Maybe, I don't know. That's what it sounds like he's saying. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Let me know what you guys thought about that when he said that. And then the other story, of course, is the whole Tina and Paul situation. There wasn't a lot of energy spent on the Donovan and Carmen setup. I don't think anybody was really buying it. I think that Donovan had a stronger connection with Sabrina, but it just didn't work out that way. But I'm going to play the Tina and Paul clip now.
What do you mean you didn't think of it? What?
There was nothing really, romantic there with me and Paul. It was, that first initial meet and greet, yes, but yeah, no.
So there was no checking up after? Was there any checking up after? Was there no pursuit after of you?
No, not really. Me and Paul, we would talk here and there, but no, we didn't really get to have any dates. We didn't really get to do no. I think it was very much more exaggerated on the show than what it really was.
Okay, so by the time that you get to the X date, is he checked out, or is he still kind of feeling you by that point, or?
No, because it was so crazy because we really weren't even talking then. I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm really, at that point, I really had checked 100% out. Right. And I was like, I'm done. Like, these guys aren't worth it. The situation isn't worth it. I'm over it.
Rolling around the floor.
Going at it. I'm trying to upload the videos of both of them, kind of saying, I don't know what to believe with that. I think that Tina is upset that whoever brought up her child. So she's definitely not feeling that. And so she's going after whoever was going after her. I don't know if Paul asked her to leave the process or not. But then again, maybe he did because he thought he was going to leave, right? He definitely was on everybody's radar that was watching the show to leave, right? Everybody thought he was going to be one of the first people to go. So he may have told her, well, if you're interested in me and I'm interested in you, then we should just leave the process. I don't know. But it's all, entertaining. I'm gonna try to get the video up. I probably should just try to put it in. Well, I can't play hers because it's really long. I'm still trying to edit down to a shorter video because she went live for like an hour. But I just wanted to hit on like the points that she was making. And he says it a couple times in this video. She was definitely not feeling it bringing up her child. Like, don't bring my child up about you were talking to my child. You were never introduced to my child. You were never talking to my child. You saw her in the live, you know. And so she, maybe she's just going after these guys because of them doing that. I don't know. But she's already said in interviews, as you can see, as Paul is saying, that she didn't have a connection there. That still doesn't mean that Paul didn't ask her to leave, right? Because she obviously had to make connections, even if she didn't feel strongly for these people while she was there. So I don't know. And another thing that I noticed in the video, which I'm going to try to put it up, is that she keeps talking about Demetrius. So I'm assuming Demetrius for her was a stronger, if she was going to pick anyone, it would have been him anyway. It would have been Demetrius. But, and I guess that would make sense. That's why she kind of went in on him about the whole truth or dare setup with Sabrina, right? So, yeah, I'll try to get the video up. Let me know what you guys thought about the second part of the reunion and how you feel about the show, the setup. I think I asked this before. But, the way they're doing the blind dates and stuff. Do you think that they should just go back to the regular format? Let me know in the comments. And what did you think about what Tina had to say? Well, this is Paul. That was Paul's video. I haven't put the video of Tina up yet. But she said, I asked her to leave the process. What did you think about that? Do you think she's telling the truth? He says she's lying. He's saying that didn't happen. Because she said she was never interested in him. Just because she said that, however, in the moment of her having to select someone, she was giving Paul attention, right? I think we all remember that. We remember their date and everything. Because I thought she was going to be a better fit for Wiley, and it didn't work out like that. So I don't know. I don't know what was said. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about how Joy handled Dakiya? Do you think she was doing too much? And maybe the producers told her to do that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that you can fully blame Dakiya for that because they are on a dating show. And I feel like if she was really trying to take her man or whatever she was trying to say with that, we would have known that was where the type of energy that Dakiya was coming from. And I don't think it was. I think she was just doing what she had to do to stay on the show to keep herself from getting voted off, right? And so you have at least two people who have solid connections with you to continue to say, not put your name out there to go home. I think she was playing the game. That's my opinion. You guys can let me know what you thought about the reunion and what you think about the new season. I guess is going to happen in Miami. Let me know in the comments. And what did you think about Precious leaving and her blow up with Demetrius? Yeah, let me know. What did you think overall about the reunion and the show? And I'll see you guys in the next video.